Hey, what's up guys? We are back again because I've just discovered the most difficult deck in Clash Royale and the easiest one in the meta. So no matter if you want to turn off your brain, just play the game and put your opponent in pain, or work for your outplays and make next level predictions to put your opponent in a position that they can't possibly recover from, there's a different deck for each play style. The no skill giant graveyard deck was #1 in the world and the first deck to rush up to ultimate champion. And the high skill minor balloon cycle deck finished 102 in the world last season, beating the best players in the world without any champions. Whichever path you choose, you can't really go wrong. And if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about either of the decks, there's going to be a link in the pinned comment for a video on my main channel with both of the decks that we play today. These are some of the most fun decks to play in the new meta, so let's go jump straight into some games and assert dominance. Lots of love to everyone that's supporting the channel with creator code SIRTAG. All right, so this guy's gonna immediately go through, and I'm not a huge fan of this. I have to go for a snowball to bounce back the goblins, and I'm actually able to hit the miner too, so that worked out really well. All right, I'm praying that our opponent doesn't have tornado when I go for the miner in the back, because this is a really risky play. I want him to drop something on the miner and the bats and not be able to counter them both at once. Because if I drop it in front, he could drop like a Valkyrie, counter the miner, and then also tank for the bats. All right, wait, what if I Royal Delivery and then I activate King Tower with this Ice Golem? Is it worth? I think so. Please, if you are running Royal Giant, I'm going to be the saddest person on this planet. Don't do it to me right now. And even if you're running Royal Giant, can you just lie so I have this false belief or false sense of security for a second? It makes me feel really good, man. We're going to go Goblins. I think it has to be a weird Royal Giant deck, right? I don't know. I've seen Royal Giant decks with Goblins a lot. Ooh, no, it's just Rocket Cycle. Does he know that we've got Balloon and that we're going to take our value to the moon? We're going to go for it. I definitely want to go in for a snowball here again to be able to push the Archer Queen directly into the bats. And then hopefully the balloon goes towards the tower. Please do not waste your shot on a dead cannon, my dude. Okay, we get some damage on the tower. I think that's well worth it because we are able to kill the queen for a Royal Delivery here and not have to worry all that much. Also, we can go Ice Golem and then push the miner off of the tower. And then it starts targeting the Ice Yeti. The center of the attention this season, right? It's got all the new card artwork. So it makes sense that the miner is taking a little stare at him. What are we going to do here? Do we decide to go in for a balloon and play really aggressively? If we drop our miner in the safe spot, you know, he's just going to go and easily defend with a rocket on the miner and also the balloon. So I kind of make sure that I need a log here. He's definitely going to go in for some spam. We'll go for a hunter here so then he can't go and hit our tower with the electric spirit. And we also subtly counter the goblins. This is okay. It's not the best decision of our lives, but it's working. If he goes Archer Queen, it's going to be hard for him to counter the miner. So we just go miner here. Bats as well so we can tank for the miner for a little bit of time. Going for a snowball. Yo, you let me lock onto the tower and you wasted your ability. I feel like that's not the right play. But he was so scared of losing the Archer Queen that he decided to do it. Okay, we're going to go in for a hunter here so that maybe he rockets it. No, he's just going to straight up rocket my tower. He's had enough of my shenanigans. I see you, sir. I see you. I was hoping he would waste the ability again, so I'm going to go in for a miner here. I don't think he's going to get back to rocket. Maybe he will. We want to be able to bypass that, and sometimes the bats will push your balloon further to the left-hand side. Oh my gosh, he must be going batty with those bats on the tower. Jeez, he's going to rocket last second, but because of the quick card cycle, I can just get back to another balloon. And as soon as the Ice Golem dies, then you want to get the miner on the field. You don't want to drop your miner too early. If you drop your miner too early, then the opponent has preparation and it has time to go in for goblins to kill the miner. So you drop your miner as soon as the balloon counter of like the Ice Golem is going to die. You don't want your Ice Golem that's, you know, countering whatever cards your opponent's dropping removed too soon, and you don't want your miner to get removed too soon, so you try to drop them in an unpredictable fashion. So when this dies, then I'm going to go for the miner, so then it's going to be able to tank for the balloon, and then he's going to go mini P.E.K.K.A, which I don't know if is the best decision for him, because we're able to snowball that away and get a couple extra miner shovel hits as well. Geez, this game is really coming down to the wire, because he just needs two like good rockets with one good miner connection, and I'm screwed. So a little bit scared about that, not gonna lie. He does drop the miner in a bad spot, so I'm thinking of just ignoring everything and then just letting my tower finish everything off, and then going for balloon bats and then following up with a miner, because if he goes mini P.E.K.K.A, I should be able to kill this with the King Tower activation and the snowball. So I'm not really worried about it, especially since the snowball is able to slow it down. It doesn't get that. Ooh, no, that got a lot. I'm gonna log, I'm gonna get death damage, and I win, so that's it. Pretty funny game. Obviously did not expect to get that mini P.E.K.K.A hit. I thought that the snowball was gonna be able to slow it down a little bit longer, but it is what it is, and winning that game felt pretty cool. It's always been funny to me watching an opponent release a desperate rocket that they know is never gonna connect in time. Rocket cycle is super toxic, and winning a close game like that one is awesome. It's time to push up with balloon, and this guy is gonna go in for a miner at the start after I snowball the tower. He kind of just wants to make sure that he's getting something out of it. So Miner and Zap makes me feel like it could be a Lava Hound deck. It could also end up being a Balloon deck just like us. One of us. Or it could be something different that I'm not necessarily like prepared for. Is this actually going to be like a Miner Giant deck? Dude, I haven't seen that forever. Oh my gosh, it's Elixir Golem. Well, here's the #1 rule against Elixir Golem. Separate the Battle Healer from the Elixir Golem so then they can't heal anything up. And then you delete the Elixir Golem really quickly, get all the Elixir, and then you can deal with all the other stuff later. So this just destroys Elixir Golem players if you guys play the deck properly. As you guys can see, he has absolutely nothing left over. We've got a bat here, we ignore the Battle Healer, and we have a balloon on his doorstep, ready to go and pound him and make him furious. So the Battle Healer is going to do some damage to our tower, but not even comparable to the balloon that's about to take out the entire thing. Also, I might be able to 3-crown him if I just play well enough here, so let's see if we can do that. It's nothing better than 3-crowning a dirty Elixir Golem player. So I'm going to cycle an Ice Golem on the same side that he's likely to go in. If he decides to go other lane, then it's all good. Kind of want to go and separate my stuff so I can Hunter in the right-hand side just in case, and then always have an advantage. No matter where you go, I'm here for you, brother. Actually, did you run away? Nope, you're still playing. I really thought he left the game for a second. I'm like, yo, no matter where you go, I got you. And I was like, well, I can't follow you out of this game because I need to win it. So I'm going to go in for the balloon here, and we're going to take our value to the moon. Balloon to the moon, baby. Come on now. Let's see it happen. The balloon is definitely going to wreck his tower if he's not ready for it. The Ice Golem should be tanking for one of them. Hopefully the King Tower is going to be hitting the Ice Golem instead. Just need one more shot, and I think that we're going to get it. And then we can just defend everything quite easily as well with just like 100 a log. I should have probably dropped a Royale Delivery, but yeah, I'm just going to take all my Elixir right now by finishing off all this stuff. Went in for this. Ice Golem afterwards, so then the Battle Healer and the other units don't delete me. I'm going to Snowball to make sure the Mini P.E.K.K.A. actually dies. A little bit scary with the Mini P.E.K.K.A. on my tower. Actually, it's very scary. Oh my gosh. What the heck just happened? Why was that so scary for a sec? Wait, if I Miner predict on his Miner, then we're chilling. Oh, let's go! You guys already know the deal. For whatever reason, I wanted to make this a little bit more close for comfort so you guys can get a more fun game. That Miner catch was super clutch, but I kind of threw the game to make it closer. You know, I let the Mini P.E.K.K.A. hit my tower so we could win by 2 HP. Definitely completely calculated here. Can we just lie to everyone and say that wasn't close at all? Let's bounce on a nice game and see if we can keep up the luck streak and the dominance. Jump into the game against Alex with a check mark near his name. Hopefully we can check his towers and check them out of this game. So I'm going to go in for a Hunter in the exact same time as he goes in for the Phoenix, and it's not necessarily a bad start for us because we're going to force out a poison, but we're going to damage down the Phoenix with the Ice Golem Nova, and hopefully the Hunter is able to hit it once as well. I just need a little bit of love here. I'm going to Miner and Balloon because as long as the Phoenix dies, he's going to have one less anti-air answer available. Okay, so he's going to have Ram Rider. Not necessarily a card that I wanted to see. This is a very hard card to counter when you're running this type of deck. Because the bats are definitely dead every single time that they go in for a Ram Rider. And you're not necessarily going to be able to defend it easily if they go in for a Snowball or Zap on the bats and then get the Ram Rider to charge on the tower. So fortunately for us, that worked out. We exhausted his Phoenix in the left-hand lane, and then he had nothing but pain in the right-hand side. That was pretty cool. He does end up activating King Tower there, which isn't the worst thing in the world, but it is what it is. You know, when someone decides to run a Phoenix Tornado with Poison deck, you just have to roll with what you're playing against. So I can activate King Tower with the Monk. Oh my gosh, he's literally going to go in for a Mega Knight as well. We're going to drop the safe Miner spot so we can do 500 damage to the tower. It might not seem like a lot, but it is. It definitely is quite a bit. So we're going to go in for the Ice Golem here so the Mega Knight jumps onto that. Then we're going to Royale Delivery and then go Bats. The Miner is chugging away and doing a lot of damage, so I like this because I can go in for a Hunter here, so then the Mega Knight is going to jump onto that, and we pull the Phoenix even further. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but the Phoenix was going to go directly towards the tower, and then it was like, wait, I might have to go towards the Hunter, so that's quite good. I'm going to log here. I should be able to kill the Phoenix Egg and then also bounce back the Ram Rider so it doesn't get a charge on our tower. And it's not looking like the best game in the world, but I'm vibing with it. And if you guys hate playing against Mega Knight, you can always go Ice Golem to kite it to the other side and make some really solid defenses. So I'm going to go in for a Miner again here in the safe spot because he's going to end up having Tornado. I just really want him to go in for a Tornado here or eat the damage. It looks like he's a devious sir eating the damage. Maybe we can go in for a Royale Delivery on top of that. I kind of need to go in for an Ice Golem and a Balloon because if I go into that in the right-hand side into the obnoxious Electro Dragon, it's not really going to work out for us. We can activate King Tower with the Hunter here, so I'm going to be planning on doing that. And then I can go for a Royale Delivery afterward. Or I can go Bats. I think I'm going to go Bats. I think it's slightly better. Because then we can go for a Ram Rider and a Log here, and then bounce it back again with the Snowball, and then completely shut everything down. So as long as the Ram Rider dies, we're not going to die. That's all we care about, all right? We want to survive until the ripe age of 105. Maybe I can go in for like an Ice Golem here and a Balloon because he's going to go in for a Monk. That's not going to be too bad for us. The Monk is living pretty long, especially when he decides to go for the ability, but it's all good. Not like it matters all that much. I can go for a Giant Snowball and push away that Electro Dragon. and knock back the Phoenix. Hopefully it's targeting the miner so we get another hit. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, baby. We go for a hunter here and make our opponent be hunted, because I can go in for a royal delivery, make sure that I don't drop my log too soon. I actually don't even want the monk to be able to click the ability, so I drop my log in a different spot than he would be ready for. And then I can get an ice golem down, so then the Phoenix and Electro Dragon are going to be targeted onto that. He can snowball, and then we can viciously cycle like a madman. So all I need to do is go in for a log, and then a miner, and then a snowball, and I win. So that's what we're going to be doing here. I'm going to drop it in the spot that he would never expect. It's too stupid for him to predict it. So here we go. Oh, wait, he stopped it. Well played, man. It just was not predicting you to predict that. So I'm going to log first because I think it's going to be a little bit better for us. And then we go in for the snowball afterward. And because we logged back Mega Knight, I think it does get a jump, but it's not going to be enough. GG, well played, and peace out. Pretty good player, but as you guys can see, even though he had Electro Dragon with Phoenix and Ram Rider and Tornado, he still couldn't stop our Balloon spam. Balloon bashing the tower through so many different anti-air answers is so satisfying. All right, we got a game against Frank. Hopefully we can make this man tank. So I want to go in for a skeleton army if he decides to spam me. Otherwise, I'm going to go for a giant snowball in the tower to hopefully make him make a giant mistake. That's exactly what we're looking for. If you cycle a tombstone early, we're just going to play passively and wait out the entire lifespan of the tombstone. Cycle our giant in the back and make sure that you don't have anything to pull our giant so we can maybe pull off a heist and steal your tower. So I'm going to go for minions here, and they should be able to lock onto the aggressive Skeleton King from our opponent. He's actually got a Royal Giant deck, so this is not my favorite matchup at all, because he's going to have Mother Witch, and he's also going to end up having a version with, I would assume, Fisherman. So this will be a very difficult one for us to win. Kind of need to go in for like a skeleton army here, and then that's probably our only way of stopping this, because I can't go for a witch, right? I really can't rely on a witch. Witch would be too much elixir, and it would be way too costly. The Mother Witch is out of cycle. He doesn't have Fisherman, so he's going to have Tombstone in cycle, and maybe we can go in for like an aggressive giant here. So I'm going to go giant, and then I'm going to go in for minions, and then I think I can go for a graveyard depending on what happens here. I want him to go in for Zappies, because I think that's going to be his best bet. Decides not to go in for Zappies, because I was going to get ready with a snowball and arrows, and it just didn't work out for us. He's still not back to Fisherman, so I wonder if the Dark Prince is going to connect, or is he going to Zappies last second after it connects? I'm going to go Skeleton King instead. Okay, so I think that was a pretty good play on our opponent's side. We did do a lot of damage. I'm not going to overextend with a graveyard in this type of situation. However, I am in a good enough spot for us to go in for the Witch, expect him to go for a Mother Witch, and then go in for a Giant, and if I had it, or a Dark Prince to protect the skeletons from getting turned into pigs. Unfortunately, I just don't have the card cycle I want. So when he goes in for Mother Witch, maybe I can go for a Snowball plus Arrows. That's also a pretty okay play as well. Force out a little bit more Elixir to counter our Witch, and see which way he's going to turn. What are you going to drop, man? Let's go! We got a Fisherman and a Witch connection. So I think this is the worst matchup we've gotten all day out of everything. I think this is literally the worst matchup you can get in the game, just based off of the fact that we, can't necessarily always counter what he's going to be dropping, right? If he decides to go in for a Royal Giant, I don't have a building, and he's got Mother Witch for my graveyard, he's got Fisherman, and he's also going to end up having Tombstone for our Giant. So he's got two answers for pretty much everything, with having the small spells as well to clean up the graveyard in addition to the Mother Witch. So I expect him to Fireball here, and I want him to be down Elixir. I'm really hoping he Fireballs the Witches. Let's go. Now you don't have Login Cycle most likely as well, and you're not going to have Fireball for our minions. I think that the minions are going to be able to kill the Skeleton King pretty nicely here. Your Mother Witch was cycled in the wrong spot. Let's freaking go. We can Arrows here as well, and I should be able to clean up the Mother Witch with a simple Snowball. So with that means that our minions are going to stay alive for a long time, making sure that he can't turn them into piggies. And I think that we can go for a Dark Prince here as well. Fully expecting him to go Royal Giant and then go for a Fisherman to go and try to pull the Dark Prince. And then if he does that, we've got Skeleton Army, so he's not able to do that. Instead, he's going to go for Mother Witch. A little bit obnoxious for us, but it is what it is. Do I go for Giant here to try to win the bridge battle? I think that's our only reliable option, because we need him to go and pull the Giant with the Fisherman and then mess up. And that's exactly what he does. So I'm going to go for Arrows here. We should be able to clean up all of the graveyard. Skeletons should be able to go back into business, hopefully. No, it's not working. I need to go in for a really aggressive graveyard soon, otherwise we're screwed. I'm going to go for a Skeleton Army here so the Fisherman pulls the wrong thing. And then I'm going to go in for a Snowball here aggressively. With the minions still alive, we might be able to thrive. I also need to go for Arrows so the Royal Giant doesn't deliver a hit. If it does, we're screwed. Yeah, we're dead. Wow. Wait, why would you Fireball that? What are you doing? He just Fireballed on defense.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
He literally left the game open for us to win. Are you kidding me right now? He could have just Fireballed the tower. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Even at level 11, the Fireball damage to towers is 207. This man threw the game harder than an NFL quarterback. All right, we got a game against someone from the TNT clan, ready to explode with so much value, man. Gonna give me the skeleton army into a hog rider and an ice spear. I don't think that you even get a hit. You drop 5 elixir for 3, and now you still have to respond with even more elixir on top of our skeleton army. And that's why skeleton army is one of the best cards with giant graveyard, because when you're up elixir, this deck is a total challenge to defend for any player. You guys remember the last player that was running earthquake and allowed me to win immediately? I don't think this is going to be the case, but as you guys can see, we're given a bad case of damage with those minions locking and loading, giving us, I guess, 800 damage lead or something along those lines. That's pretty cool. We go for a snowball to bounce back the hog rider to minimize the amount of damage that he gets. And he's going to go for a Valkyrie. Wow, that's pretty weird, man. We're going for Valkyries at the river out here. Wait, so Dark Prince plus Snowball fully counters hog rider. So if you don't know like me, now you know. We're learning new interactions out here. You'll love to see it. So obviously you have to time the snowball well, and you have to drop your Dark Prince early, but you can completely counter the Hog Rider and get a Dark Prince counter pushing for 6 elixir to counter 4, which isn't a bad trade because obviously the Dark Prince will usually force out more than 2 elixir. That's good stuff. Skeletons are going to lock onto the tower, blow up his tower even more, and we'll see what he's up to. I also read his name as Mortal Kombat for a second. I don't know about you guys. I feel so bad. It would be really cool if your name was Muhammad Combat, and then people were like, wait, Mortar Combat? And then, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I'm just super bad with names to the point that I create memes that I don't even intend to. So we're going to go in for a skeleton army on the right-hand side. If we can get some damage, also finishing off the musketeer feels pretty good. You guys know the deal. I really want to save my Dark Prince, but I think I have to cycle because I can't cycle my witch. I'm sorry, Dark Prince. You're my long-lost brother from another mother, and I appreciate and respect you, but at this point in time, you're not able to shut down the Hog Rider for us. Maybe I can go for minions, and Ice Spirit will be out of cycle, so he can't freeze our minions. I can go like for a Snowball and minions to counter it. Or do I just completely push back the Musketeer with the Snowball and shut that down as well? That works pretty well as well, right? That fully counter the Musketeer? Yo, the Musketeer gets fully shut down by a Snowball too. Let's go. So basically what I'm telling you guys right now is Snowball is undefeated and one of the most broken cards in Clash Royale. I really want him to log on this witch to finish it off. And then if he doesn't have log for the graveyard, it's going to be incredibly hard for him to defend, right? Because the graveyard skeletons start to swarm him. And now since he doesn't have a reliable defense for that, I wonder what he's going to do. We're to Snowball because we're able to push the Valkyrie away and also get more damage on the tower, slow down the tower so it's not able to finish down the giant fast enough. I don't think we're going to get a hit, but we got a lot of damage. He still has barely even scratched the surface on our tower here. So I think it's in my best interest to go in for another giant, follow up with minions. The minions are going to be able to shut down the Valkyrie and finish off the Musketeer. There's a lot for our homie to fear. If the giant crosses the river, we can just go and cross his heart and make him die as the skeletons begin to fly. And we can follow through with the Snowball and arrows and just walk away with a pretty good win. So that's going to be enough damage for us to just Snowball him one more time. And that's all she wrote, boys. Oh, I actually decided to go for arrows instead because Snowball was a little bit further in our card cycle. Super easy stuff, and it shows the devastating offensive potential of Giant Graveyard. It was cool that we were able to be surprised by so many interactions during that match. And there's one thing for sure, nothing matched the amount of value that we got with Snowball. It was definitely the MVP of the match. Like, subscribe for more daily videos, and have an awesome rest of your day.